What up? What up? Good morning, GMG. Yeah. Wednesday. What date is Wednesday? August 7th, 2020. Four. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-hosts in the house. Tyler, Mando, how you guys doing today?
Great, man. What a day. What a reversal.
Yeah, it's looking good. It is looking good. I did say, what did I say last week on the show? I mean, I say a lot of crazy shit. But I said by my 30th birthday, the market's gonna start rallying. Wasn't that? Did I make a call like that?
I think you did.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we're exactly a month away today. So we're 30 days away from the phase 2 of the raging bull market. Okay, hang tight. We're probably going to retest 50K one more time. Okay.
I think you actually casually dropped that Bitcoin would hit 50K.
I did on
crazy at the time.
Last Wednesday. We should clip that. Last Wednesday, I was making fun of the range. I was like, we're probably gonna go back to 60 ASAP, and then we went the next day. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, it's my fault. It's either my fault or my people's fault. So between Iran fucking around. By the way, it's Wednesday. Did they just lie? Anyways, let's not even talk about this stuff. How you guys doing today?
Yeah, good. Fantastic. I woke up, saw the board. Everything's green. Even NFTs are green. Even ordinals are green.
Even ordinals are
green. Then you know, like it's a good day out there.
I think it's because I stopped Clemente from buying a puppet.
Thank you for your service.
I mean, I had to get involved. I round tripped a $500,000 puppets bag. I'm not gonna stop the second wave of the pump, and I will be selling this time. I'm putting it out here. It's on the record on YouTube, on Twitter. Next time I see the puppets at half a Bitcoin, I'm gonna offload a couple. Okay, a couple, not all of them. I have a significant bag, but I'm definitely gonna sell some. Okay, this time I'm actually gonna take my Bitcoin because it's going $250,000. Okay, or if you listen to Kathy Wood, it's going $3 million. So definitely. So anyways, Mando needs to. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about in the comments again? Let's see. Mando needs to keep the shirt on. The last.
Yes, I got professional. I got professional the last couple of days.
You know what? We got to bounce when you had the shirt on. I think you should go and change. The shirt stays on. Yeah. I think the shirt needs to stay on. It's a new, dog with hat. It's Mando with shirt. Mando with shirt. NWS. Yeah. I think that's how you guys doing. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. We're broadcasting live on X. We're broadcasting live on Twitter. So that way you guys can interact with us. But anyway, so on the show today, market report as usual, crypto, macro, all that good stuff. There was some more news about Japan on the positive side, I think. But we'll let Mando explain that to us. Then we're back to the top 100. No bottom 100, no mid 100, top 100. I want to talk NFTs today because I saw NFTs across the board pump. So I think we should recap that a little bit. So some good stuff across the board on NFT, on the ETH, Sol, and the Bitcoin front. So absolutely love to see it. And last but not least, nothing. There you go. Last but not least, that's that. No guest today. It was a really fun guest yesterday. I don't know if you saw. They ended up putting a video out, which was really fun. And a bunch of good stuff. But anyways, why don't we get this party started, Monsieur Mondo? Where is I need to reorganize my roadcast. There you go. Oh, there you go. That was the wrong one.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
Good day again. Solana at 152, slightly going lower this morning. Bit of a rally in Bitcoin again. I think we were just below 56K. We went live yesterday. We're now just above 56K. ETH is slightly underperformed again. I think that's actually slightly lower than maybe we went to the show yesterday.
It is
2,400. Yeah. So kind of the same sort of story really that we've had for a while. I think the important thing to note here is Solana finally broke out against Ethereum. Solana dominance is heading towards 4%, it looks like, and Sol ETH hit a new all-time high and kind of blasted through that all-time high, if I'm honest. It's a 6% move today. So a lot of love for Solana on the timeline. A lot of people dunking on ETH. I think the ETH move, there's a few things probably to note there. You have Jump exiting. You've also weirdly had like 2 billion worth of ETH, which was confiscated by the Chinese police, has been moving.
Yeah.
So like big old clips of ETH are moving, and people are getting slightly bearish around that. And then Solana's conversely, we've seen a big rally in all the meme coins. That's been the altcoins that have seen the biggest gains, and people have got bullish on the back of those. So I think a lot of stuff happening again on Solana. Crazy volumes going through, by the way, in the market at the moment. HyperLiquid, which is one of the main perp dexes, did 4.2 billion volume on Monday. Binance saw inflows for the year. Definitely a big move the last few days in terms of volume.
Nice.
Right here, I don't really know what to say. Like, I feel as though this is an aggressive move in Sol ETH off that bottom. Maybe that gets tested one more time. It did pretty convincingly like smash through those levels. And I think there's still some short-term headwinds for ETH, just given potentially have big sellers kind of waking up. But that's what I think, that is the number one thing I think people are looking at in crypto today, is the Solana ETH chart. Bitcoin's just kind of hanging out. That we'll be looking at what happens in macro. Last night on the macro front, the Japanese BOJ governor came out and said, we're not going to hike rates. Again, given the market volatility, that was just like a short-term thing. He might do it in the long term, but he said basically in the short term, they're not going to do anything to mess things up. My personal view is today and tomorrow, we probably see a little bit of a reversal here, a test of how strong this rally is. Crypto has been pretty resilient. So although obviously we underperformed the weekend, the strength in crypto has been strong versus potentially macro here. Like if on Friday we were at 61K, now we're at 57, it's down about 9%. Again, that kind of feels about right compared to where stocks have moved.
And that's despite outflows. Is that what I'm saying on the Bitcoin front? I know ETH was inflows.
Yes, we've seen massive volumes going through, but small outflows, I would say. Nothing like
nothing big, but it's outflows here.
And then ETH has been seeing inflows.
Yeah.
So that's been
at this price.
Yeah.
I mean, it's BlackRock leading the charge here, right? I saw they're also rebranding to iShares, right, for their product on ETH, etc. But it looks like
most of their ETFs are iShares. They're called iShares.
Yeah.
But BlackRock's had 900 million of inflows into their ETF. Interestingly, at the Bitcoin conference, that was one of the more interesting people to speak. It was the head of BlackRock ETF basically came out and said most of the people who are buying their ETFs are buy and hold. They're not touching it. Yeah. So it's good to see 900 million basically going into buy and hold style investors. And I think that's probably the same for ETH as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
In terms of altcoins, out of the top 500, pretty much every single one of the major gainers was meme coins. In particular, like the mid-cap meme coins have really rallied. I think out of the top meme coins, probably WIF has had the strongest bounce. Yeah. But I think that's relatively similar to what Solana bounced off the bottom still. Like this is you compare the Solana and the WIF chart, it still looks like Solana's beating out that. But Sol meme coins definitely, I think, surprised quite a few people with how strong that rebound has been.
Yeah,
including Epic.
Epic. Let's have a look. We haven't looked at it in a bit. I mean,
it's because everyone's sold. No one tells me when they sell. So,
oh, no data here.
No. Oh God. Oh, it's over. It's over, guys. Sell it all.
I mean, hold on. The fuck is going on with Dex Screen? What? I'm not making this up. I mean, I can try it. Let me see if on like the Pepe chart, for example, if it's broken too. Yeah, Dex Screener is down.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, that's bullish, no?
I think so. That's a bullish sign. There were some funny updates from Pop.Fun yesterday. They're basically going to allow meme coins that that have no Telegram, no website, and basically going to allow all the chat to happen on Pump.Fun. I think the first coin to really do this was this Rap Dogcoin, which seems to be a bit of a runner. But maybe that changes meme coins a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rap Dog is at 20 million on the back of that.
Yeah, no, we love that. I'm in this one. I'm back in the trenches. I definitely like this dog, for sure. So that's a good roundup. I mean, look, Solana is at 152 here. ETH is 2430. I mean, it's some, quite some fodder with the Chinese sees $2 billion worth and jump, absolutely obliterating that chart. And also Vitalik has a girlfriend. I mean, it's as if things couldn't get any worse.
I love that one. Just fuck.
Yeah, I mean, the signs were there. I mean, you are helping spread that FUD, man, though, because I saw you post about it, and we should have known.
I've decided to stop putting memes on the Epic Duck account and just do them myself. So you're gonna see a lot more memes in terms of my content from now on.
I noticed.
Huge fancy top. That's huge fancy top alpha, guys.
Huge piece of alpha. I mean, look at this.
I was just putting them on the Epic Duck account, but then I felt like they're going to get more engagement from my account.
Is that bearish Epic Duck, though? Are you done at being the intern?
No, I'll do both. But
Okay.
I think originally I was doing them from the Epic Duck account, and now I'm just going to do them from my account a bit more.
Should have sold it all when this guy was always going to get a girlfriend. I like that. Well, there's the Epic. There you go. Well, I think Wiz posted this morning. So that's the Epic chart here. I couldn't pull it up on Deck Screener because it's down, but
yeah,
it's looking good. Mando's cooking 34% on the last 24 hours. You absolutely love to see it. Mid cap, small cap sleeps in general, everything seems to be running better. And you absolutely, dude, I'm going through your page. It's so funny. She's so redacted. This guy's posted like 10 memes in like 7 hours.
Dude, I did it all day for months on the Epic Duck account, so I might as well just do it on my own account now. So yeah, you're going to see a lot more Mando Minutes, memes.
Fantasy top card holders, take note here. Fantasy top card holders, Mando is back. Mando is now going to be posting his memes on this account. But look, that's a good roundup. It seems like everything's fixed in Japan, right? We're done worrying about Japan?
No, God no.
What do you mean no?
They've still got there's still a lot of this trade to unwind. He basically says he will not raise rates in the short term. But this trade will continue to unwind. Arthur Hayes, again, put out a good blog post on this. I'd recommend everyone goes reads it. But the TLDR is you should buy Bitcoin, which is kind of his TLDR always. But I do think that even as this trade probably unwinds, and this is what I said 2 days ago, I think tech stocks are way more exposed to this trade than crypto is. I was surprised that crypto got hammered so hard on the weekend, but I think, as I've said before, I think it was because it was the only market open and it was easy to short. Not many people were borrowing in yen to buy Bitcoin. A lot of people were doing it in treasuries. They were doing it in tech stocks. They were doing it in all other risk assets, if I'm honest. So I expect the next move of this might be that crypto probably goes a little bit lower here if macro fails to hold on to the gains. But I don't think it falls out of bed in the same way that tech stocks do. Okay.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens on that front in Japan. So wait, the yen is back down, right? So the yen, when the currency goes up, all the shit hits the fan, and when the yen goes back down is when it's good. So I should probably buy some yen ahead of going to Japan. I missed my chance though. Yen was so cheap.
Still been cheap, man. This is still low.
The trip to Japan got a little more expensive. Anyways, Tyler, let's see what you got for us today.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler D on Fomo hour cause the kids can't miss.
Ready to bash some bears. All right, yeah, we had crypto majors up about 1 to 5% here this morning, down a little bit since we've been live. We had Bitcoin 56,370 sold, leading the way once again, as Mando mentioned. Sol ETH just continues to rip. Jump Trading, they sold another $100 million worth of ETH, bringing their cumulative total sold over $600 million. They've got just $60 million left in these wallets, according to Look On Chain. So perhaps they are almost through. Morgan Stanley advisors are starting to offer those Bitcoin ETFs to their clients today. So hopefully they start lighting up the phones for that product. We saw Starknet CEO Diego Olivia step down after holding that position for about 1.5 years. NASDAQ and BlackRock, they filed for an options product on top of their spot ETH ETFs. So we're going to have ETH ETFs and ETH ETF options. That's going to be big. I know I've already seen folks calling for demand for that. Ronin reported another exploit. I think this was the second exploit this week. They recovered 10 million from white hats after the bridge exploit. So that was good. The bridge remains closed and it's going to be audited prior to reopening. I would hope so. And then a shout out to our partner Arbitrum. Some news: Ubisoft announced that their crypto game will take place on Arbitrum. And they are working with Captain Laserhawk, the game, on the endeavor. In meme news, meme coin majors up big on the day. I think WIF was leading. We saw mid-tiers up 40 to 75%. Ginin, the Rap Dog, and Nero leading the charge there for the mid-tiers. Pump Fund, as Mando alluded to, announced a new endless chat function, signaling no need for chat apps like Telegram for token launches. Then Eric Trump and the Trump family are teasing a big announcement coming after Eric said that he has fallen in love with crypto and DeFi, leading to speculation of a potential token launch, a potential DeFi launch, or Trump.fund perhaps coming later today. In NFT news, the Magic Eden Foundation changed their handle to $ME, driving speculation that Magic Eden airdrop might be around the corner. We saw ordinals rally 20 to 40% on the day, led by Nodes and Puppets. ETH NFTs up 5 to 10%. And then D-Gods, Frank is back. Frank, he's out of the meme coin trenches. He's still probably in the meme coin trenches, but the D-Gods are moving their primary chat to Telegram, creating a new D-Gods HQ in Telegram focused on timeline rating, and it was enough to move the market. D-Gods up 60% on the day. So
absolutely love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So hold on. So I don't even know where to start here, but I was going to start with NFTs, but I go to Trump. I mean,
Trump stuff for sure.
Donnie T Jr., right? Is that so? He's saying, so this tweet, right? Like, tell me you're about to launch a shitcoin without telling me about to launch a shitcoin. I mean, I hope he asked Ansem for his permission here. But we're about to shake up the crypto world with something huge. Decentralized finance is the future. Don't get left behind. I mean, if Sahil is behind this, he's the GOAT. Like, if Sahil is behind this, like, he literally is the greatest to have ever done it. I mean, what is going on here, Tyler?
Yeah, you faded the lead, or you buried the lead, the hashtag. So hashtag crypto, hashtag DeFi, and then hashtag be defiant. If that's not a tell of just a terrible protocol name or token name to come. Clearly something is brewing here. Like, they're going to launch something. I think if they launch a token, like, everyone's going to race to it no matter what.
Oh, for sure.
But I've been thinking about this, like, the bigger picture. Like, we've got, Trump is in a very heated race right now, and his sons are off, and like, crypto is becoming kind of a core issue. If his sons launch a shitcoin and it doesn't do well, or it rugs like that, it could be a little bit of a blow, right? Like, it's clear that they're not taking it seriously. So, like, if it's not a serious launch, then I think it's got some potential negative consequences here. So I think there's a little bit more at stake.
So this DJT thing, like, rugs, and then the same day they tweet this.
Yeah, that was the other hilarious coincidental timing aspect of this. So this started with Eric Trump. Actually, he tweeted yesterday. I'm paraphrasing, but that he had fallen in love with crypto and DeFi, and that came about 8 hours after the DJT token had sold off and the liquidity pulled. So I think rug is probably is a fair term for what happened to DJT.
I mean, it's 100% rug. I mean, the liquidity was completely pulled, right?
And then same day, this came out. So it seems that's why folks are thinking it's a token, right? There's a lot of dots to connect that the tinfoil hats are on. I mean, maybe we'll find out later today.
I mean,
if it's a token, people are going to slam the buy button on it regardless. But
oh yeah, I'm ready. My bunk's back to being filled up. What do you think, man?
I've heard it's a token. I've heard he's going to bring out a token.
And if he says DeFi, I mean, it's probably going to be a Ethereum coin.
I don't think it's DeFi. I think it's just a coin. I think it's maybe a coin with utility. I don't know.
And he's tagging like the actual Donald Trump in there. So he's going the extra mile, right? Tyler, you're talking about the risk, right? They're actually like tagging Donnie T, right? I don't
I
know.
actually missed that part when I was reporting on this, so I hadn't even realized they tagged them.
Not that doesn't mean he's gonna get involved, but I mean, I don't know. Damn. I hope they don't. They've already been fumbling this whole thing, you know, and I hope they don't fumble this further.
Dude, pull up the Trump token on WE. This got. I mean, if Dex is working again, like,
is it working?
You got to be nervous, right? If you're.
I mean, that is like the new Joe Biden, right? Like that thing is just like.
Sorry, looks
Oh,
bad.
I can't connect the server. No.
Okay.
Nothing works for me unless you have it, but it's definitely not working for me. Unless it's my VPN. Let me turn it off.
Yeah, it's working for me.
Yeah, it looks like it was the VPN. Sorry. Yeah, it was. Oh yeah. Okay, turn VPN off. It works. There you go. Dude, look at the state of this coin.
Yeah, not great. So I actually bought on the assassination attempt day. I was like, okay, this thing is gonna.
It was this pump. But
and
see,
then,
that was it. That was the assassination candle, I remember.
Luckily, yeah, as soon as it didn't really catch any traction, I cut ties pretty fast, luckily. And I mean, that looks terrible, right? And now if this will be considered the real Trump coin if they actually launch a coin, right? It's from his sons. This is about as close as you're ever going to get.
Oh.
And it seems like terrible news for any other Trump related token.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty bad, the state of this. I mean, all of them, right? Where's Trump at? It must be even worse.
I'll be honest, I've kind of stopped tracking the PolyFi coins.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's kind of like it's the Bowden effect all over again, right? I think we talked about this a while ago, though. We said like prediction markets are taken away from PolyFi. Oh yeah. Wait, Bowden's at 5 million?
Why would you own Bowden?
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, this is crazy, man, though.
And still higher than zero. It's 5 million higher than zero.
Dude, that is absolutely wild. Holy shit.
I don't think a Tim Waltz coin even really spun up. Like that's kind of like the state of PolyFi. It's like, you know, this like a surprise VP candidate who's all over TV, doesn't even get like a shit coiner to a few $1,000,000. It's like PolyFi actions on Polymarket and memes are just memes now.
Yeah, it's definitely not picking up at all right now. So I guess PolyFi tokens are dead. That's one thing. And that's that. What about the markets? How have the prediction markets reacted to Waltz's VP nomination?
Kamala's grinding up on the primary election bet. She's up to 47%. I saw this morning. It's the highest I've seen her on Polymarket. 51.47. So that's the closest. I mean, it feels like just a total coin flip at this point. The market is pretty confident that Vance will debate Waltz. That will be an entertaining debate if and when that does take place. So I'll certainly be tuning in for that one. But yeah, other than that, I haven't seen any huge swings. It just seems like the election is a coin flip, and the market's starting to kind of go 50-50 here.
Yep, definitely seeing that for sure. All right, well, let's talk. What do we talk about our NFTs a little bit? I mean, it looks like we're somewhat back on NFT front. On red days, we've been getting green days over here. Look at that. On Ethereum, you know, everything was, I mean, besides punks, seemed to be somewhat up. You have the Bored Apes were up 8 points, Pudgies are up, you know, Mutants, etc. DGod's up 60 points here. Especially the ones on, I think on Solana, they were flying, right? Because they were like 16, 17 Sol. Wow. And then Bitcoin Puppets and Ordinals also like leading a huge pump here. Tyler, what's your read here?
I got excited when I first woke up and saw this, and then I tempered myself a bit, and I think I might know potential driver here. But yeah, I mean, starting with the numbers, they look good, right? Like, first, to set the stage, I mean, Ordinals got smashed in this weekend drawdown. Like, I kind of just stopped tracking how bad the blood was. I mean, it was probably like minus 60 to 80% moves in some of these. Quamcat's notably holding up the best. So a huge rally here. You'll love to see it, but still down, right? Like on the month, so quite a bit. So, you know, some expectation setting here, but maybe we saw Udi buy, I thought, which was a notable move. He had been kind of funding, runes mostly, but he kind of stepped in. And I mean, this week's prices, especially if you looked in like USD terms, they were pretty damn low. So if you think these ordinals leaders are going to have any staying power, probably a decent buying opportunity. But what jumped out to me this morning was I was thinking through what could be driving this. Could be farmers. So Magic Eden, they made the switch of their foundation handle to the $ME. Potential signal that they're going to be dropping that token soon. If folks don't remember, traders were rewarded historically with these diamonds based on historical trading activity, but you could unlock 2 to 5x the amount of diamonds by trading on Magic Eden. Trading being buying, selling, like listing, all that, all those things. So
they removed they removed the dollar sign.
Oh, okay. Well, that is so that is another change.
Unless I have the wrong
one.
Yeah. Oh no, they got it. I'm sorry. False alarm. Sorry.
Dollar sign is very alive.
The dollar sign stays on.
So it's this setup where post blast, you've got farmers kind of wandering aimlessly. There's been nothing to farm. Like I think some went over to HyperLiquid, but for the most part, I think they all just took a month off. And now we've got this new Magic Eden airdrop perhaps around the corner. There's not a whole lot of other farming opportunities out there. So let's just go farm this. And on top of that, you had a massive pullback. So it feels a little bit of a safer entry. So I think that could be a part of what's happening here. Again, I don't have the data to back that up. But Farouk, if you go to TXO, here, maybe I'll try to.
Where should I go?
I just sent you the link. TXO, I think, is one of the better sites showing just like cross marketplace volumes across all of the different marketplaces. I mean, Magic Eden is number one, basically. OpenSea is technically number one on the month. If you go to
all chains,
yeah.
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
look at the number. So like OpenSea is number one, but they've got 72% of their volume from Polygon. I'm pretty sure it's some massive Polygon wash trading happening. I'm not really sure what's driving all that Polygon volume. But if you look at the big three of ETH, Bitcoin, and Sol, it's Magic Eden right now.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, they've been number one for a little bit, right? The complete took, I mean, man, it's crazy how Blur came and Blur is just not there anymore in the conversation at all. Then,
well, like, what's Blur's market cap right now? Just to give us a sense for where this token could come out.
Good call.
250 million and 400 million FDV. I mean, that's a big potential airdrop.
Which one's Blur? Is it this one? 423 here. It says FDV.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Is this 10 to 20% of that?
Oh shit! Look at Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Pac-Man has catching some FUD. They haven't dropped the gold allotments for August yet. They said they're going to do it on a monthly basis. He said they're going to do it within the first week of the month. Today's August 7th, so I guess today is the deadline day. But
what is Blast even at right now?
It's low.
Oh wow, it's sub billion. Mando, remember the $20 billion call?
What is Blast Gold at this?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I called it. I'm just saying.
I mean, we did. We were laughing at. I mean, I think that was even pre-Tyler on the show. We used to make fun of OSF.
Here because it was insufferable.
It was so fucking insufferable to hear the $20 gold predictions. Like I used to make fun of him, and I remember when under a tweet of yours, Tyler, yours and 9059, I made fun. I said it's gonna open at 35 cents. And I think it opened at 35 cents. But I'm just saying, like, that's so crazy. Hey, I still cooked like a $10,000 airdrop. So I ain't mad. Thank you for the stimmy. But imagine all the people that actually sent money locked up for 6 months plus. They didn't get their money. Like, I don't think people like the whales got anything close to what they could have gone for just holding Solano.
Well, if you look at it that way, probably not. But like, if you look for the folks who were just staking ETH, it was still just free money on top, right? And I haven't done like all the comparison analysis. They're the ones who got out. Okay, anyone who lost ETH doing the napkin back in the napkin calculations on Blast Gold, those are the ones who got hit the hardest. I think so. The token's at 0.009, so I think that means that Blast Gold bars were worth like 80 cents. That's quite a bit below where we thought
Yeah.
they were going to come out.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. That I mean, the whole build up to it as well was just so insane. I mean, that makes you think of like, you know, the next big narrative on the chain side is abstract, right? So I wonder how they're going to play differently than Blast on that front. Speaking of chains, what's this Ubisoft news? I actually did not catch up on that. Ubisoft is based over here in Montreal. What was that news with Arbitrum?
Yeah, I think I saw this on Decrypt, so it may take it may be worth pulling up that article.
Yes, sir. Let me go check.
I mostly just grabbed the headline, so I'll have to work to look into this more myself. But I saw crypto game on Arbitrum, and that piqued my attention. And they're working with this Captain Laserhawk team, which I understand is a pretty big team. Ubisoft, you know, a huge name.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, so let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we got. So
Okay.
Ubisoft reveals Captain Laserhawk game on Ethereum Layer 2 Arbitrum based on the Netflix animated series Captain Laserhawk. The game will feature Assassin's Creed and Rayman. Rayman, dude, you guys play Rayman as kids? I played
the day.
Dude, Rayman was so fun, bro. No way they're bringing Rayman character back. That is sick, bro.
I don't know Rayman.
No, is it more of a Euro thing? Maybe I don't know. Hey, chat, people in the audience, you guys play Rayman in growing up? That's
Broke and I also grew up about a decade apart, so there's a chance that there's like a little bit of an age gap.
How old? Yeah,
I'm 39.
Yeah, you could be my dad.
Go fucking steady here with the fucking. All right, just go steady. Rayman is a legit game. All right, what have anything bad said about
that? That's funny. I guess I'm sure they would have added a. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna cover this on next Monday's roundup of Arbitrum show. Yeah. So let's go through it quickly, though. Assassin's Creed and Just Dance publisher Ubisoft will make its next big step into crypto gaming world on Ethereum Layer 2 scaling Arbitrum, as the company announced Tuesday that is working with Captain Laserhawk the game. This is very interesting. Wow, love to see that. So apparently they've shown the Crypt writers a teaser trailer. Damn, I didn't get to see it. A teaser trailer viewed by the Crypt. There's like a pretty big separation between our writers and us. So. Damn, I guess our writers saw the fucking trailer. This is sick. Well, I'm assuming we'll talk about it on Monday. That is exciting. I mean, I love it. For
sure. Arbitrum, they're cooking.
They're cooking, bro. Arbitrum stays cooking. I saw Vitalik yesterday. I think gave Arbitrum some praise as well, which was cool. Arbitrum and Optimism, of course, because they're both seemingly doing pretty well. Tyler, what else you got for us? I know you had a tweet. Did you want to bring You wanted to do a little segment here on this tweet. I think we're gonna start doing this a little more.
Yeah, a little agree, disagree. If you go to Eric.eth, we got the link up earlier in the chat.
I got the link. All right. Tyler has this agree disagree tweet here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so he tweeted this out yesterday. I'll just read it out. Japan walking back hikes, stocks barely down, panic subsiding, crypto still down 20% this week. Why? IMHO narratives are weak. Constant value extraction, 24-hour rugs, gaslighting. No chance that leads to a true bull market. So, a couple points he's making here. One, it's lagging stocks. And then two, the bigger point, he's saying that he doesn't think that this summer will lead to a bull market. I think a lot of folks look back at 2021 cycle and say it was DeFi summer that really drove the NFT boom, which led to the blow off top. And I think that's, perhaps a narrative looking back. So I thought this would be a good agree or disagree. I'm on the disagree side, so I can just start.
Go ahead. Tell us how you really feel, Tyler.
I mean, I think meme coins are like the narrative perhaps for CT this cycle, but I still think the narrative right now is ETFs and institutional buying. And I think that gives the security and signal for folks who have been on the sidelines, who are looking to diversify or looking to get into crypto for the first time. And I think the crypto majors are more legitimate than they've ever been. And I think that is enough to drive a bull market to me. So that's my broad stance.
I like that. I like that. You say that as the markets are turbo dumping. Damn it. We got excited too fast again. We're back to 140.
Did you convert or no? When I
No.
told you to. Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't.
Oh.
Literally, of course you didn't.
Oh god. It was, dude. I
wanna hear it.
Break, bro. I wake up like 6:30 in the morning to set up for meetings to 7:30, bro. I've already had like half a day today, bro. It's like 10 a.m. God damn it. I got euphoric at 153. What do you want me to say? You know, I thought we were gonna make another run of 190. I mean, we're all excited. Listen, do you agree or disagree with this take, Mando?
I think, Eric's been around. I do think that this is a fair take, as in that I don't think that the narratives for crypto are as strong this cycle, just because adoption has not been as strong this cycle. I think you've got the ETFs, but like the last cycles has always been like more people entering crypto. And I think this is one of the few times where you speak to normies and they're like, why are you in crypto? Like, why are you in crypto? Like, you should be in tech stocks, you should be in AI, you should be in these other trends. So I think it's been something to wrestle with. And it's something that even on this dip, I said to myself, like, what's going to bounce the most? If I'm honest, I think this is going to be what I said at the start of the show, which is, I think for the next little period here, we're going to see tech stocks underperform crypto. So that's my guess. And I don't think this is really that true. Like, stocks barely down. The NASDAQ is down still 10 to 15% from its all-time high, right? Let me just calculate that, but it's down a lot. So
What is?
The NASDAQ.
Yeah,
now. So that's the bit I didn't really agree with. I do think he's making some fair points, which is, so the NASDAQ topped out at 20.5 and now it's 18.5. So it's down 10%. So crypto being down 20, yeah, maybe. But yeah, my guess here is that crypto actually outperforms the next leg, because I think that this yen carry trade could still be unwound pretty aggressively, and I don't think it's going to affect crypto as much as it affects other things.
Okay, I don't know. That's the same guy that said that Ethereum wasn't doing good because people were spending too much time on Farcaster.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of hot takes.
He's got a lot of hot takes. Also, the one guy that's like on the extreme side with Ethereum. I mean, I love Ethereum. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like he's usually on the far. They in the media they like to call it far left or far right, but far
ETH.
Far ETH. He's far ETH. So I don't really have a strong opinion on that. I mean, the gaslighting and the 24-hour rugs have existed in crypto since inception. No.
I just think that's a CT thing. Like,
I mean, CT. Like,
I don't think people walking around outside who have their day jobs and are hearing about crypto on the news.
Like, was he not? I mean, he was. This guy probably minted ETH, right? Was he not? Did he not see what ICOs did? Like, ICOs was constant value extraction, 24-hour rugs, and the gaslighting on CT. I mean, that's a social media thing. That's a society thing. Like, gaslighting exists in society everywhere. Like, it's not just a CT thing. So, I don't know. I mean, of course, like the current narrative may not lead the bull market, but I don't think just because there's value extraction, rugs, and gaslighting on the timeline that like we're not going to get a bull market. If anything, we're going to get this bull market. But I'm starting to agree more and more with what Kobe said the other day, which was that we're actually going to see that bull market in 2025, and that this year resembles 2019 more than it does anything else. So the thesis was that in 2019, Bitcoin went up 3-4x, just like Bitcoin did now, but other coins didn't follow, so it wasn't really a cycle. It's funny because in November 2023, it's something Chris Bernstein talked about, saying that 2024 is going to resemble 19, and he dug it up, and I was reading about that, and that 2025 is that, and I speak to a few people, like, I don't know, like Danny keeps telling me, like, yeah, just chill, like 25 is the year, 25 is the year, and he's not the only person telling me that, like people that have been around, like talking about 2025, so...
It's a dangerous narrative, in my
opinion.
It is
a dangerous narrative, but like, why? Like, cycles exist for a reason. I don't know. Like, I believe in cycles, so I'll give it a shot. But it also fits my bias. So I'm just being honest. I mean, my bias that coins
Just
will
wait till next
value.
year.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, I think to see a big increase in adoption, we'll probably have to see new regulation, in my opinion. So I think, like I said, I can get really bullish on crypto if we see a Trump presidency.
You're starting to sound like a bear to me. What's going on? Is it?
I mean, I'm not sounding like a bear. I'm just telling you how it is.
You
I
want
think the most bullish thing for crypto right now is the narrative that we get adoption,
Yeah,
rather than just meme coins. If you're going to go really broad, and that for me requires firms to be able to like experiment with it more. ETFs have been allowed, but we haven't got widespread adoption yet.
but
So,
like what's widespread adoption? So last cycle was NFTs. NFTs was a great narrative.
If I'm honest, for me, widespread adoption is actually the RWA narrative. The idea of trading assets on chain.
Okay.
That's what a blockchain for me is best built for. We can all speculate and stuff, but that's what I think is the strongest one. And that's the one that also legitimizes it in a very, very strong way as well. So I think you'd see insane volumes start going through DeFi, through stable coin transfers. And I think that would be when I get like, okay, this is now being ingrained in the global financial system. This is going to be big.
I'd agree with that, but that feels like 2026, like maybe.
Yeah, of course it does. I think even if Trump gets in, you're talking about 2 years probably before that comes up. But I think people you can get very bullish about that as a thesis.
That's if he gets in. Every day I look at this stuff and I think his chances are sliding down his fingers.
Yeah.
I don't even like either much, to be honest. So I don't care. I'm just a cousin of the North. But every day I wake up and I maybe it's the content I'm being fed by the algorithm machine. But every day I wake up and I feel like he's losing it. So we need a turnaround. Maybe he needs to launch a shitcoin that goes to like 10 billion, make a lot of people rich. I don't know. We'll see what this new thing is with his kids. But
He's trying.
Yeah, he's definitely trying. Look, I love the Federal Reserve narrative and everything that's being pushed. Just I don't know. I see what's gonna happen. Look at that. You have fully converted OV to JLP. You just tweeted about it, Mando.
Did he?
You
Oh
caught
my
him on
God.
the body. Look at that. Look at that. Let's go read this latest tweet. There you go. Here you go.
So now we follow it because OSF's doing it.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna follow. Now I'm gonna do it just because OV tweeted it.
Yeah.
Not because you've been screaming about it for 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? I'm kidding. It would be because of you. Don't worry, Mando. It would be so as I become a bit more defensive, I decided to convert most of my soul to JLP.
Yeah.
One liner. There you go. And it puts That's it.
Nice.
I love that. I love the OV thesis. Here's a one-liner. Here's a fucking thing. Figure it out. Figure it out. I saw Easy also tweet about it. I mean, you've been on this JLP wave for a minute, so it looks like it's worked out pretty well for you on downturn.
It's 106% APY at the moment. It's if you 4.2 billion went through HyperLiquid, right? Jupiter is the perp dex on Solana.
So for the people who are not familiar with this, like to buy JLP, you simply just buy it on DEX. Like you just
you can go. I mean, share your screen right now. You can literally just type in $1 million USDC.
So I go here.
Yeah.
There you go. $1 million.
There's barely any slippage.
Slippage at 0.5 points.
Yeah. So it's like super liquid. It's like their own protocol. So you can get in and out of it.
Price impact 0.6% on $1 million.
Yeah.
And what is it again? So it's an index of Sol, ETH, Bitcoin, and you also
an index. It's their perp product. So for them, if you to trade these perp products, you need to have the liquidity behind it. So you are the liquidity provider to the perp protocol. So your assets are then used to allow other people to trade perps. So 5, 10, 10x leverage on Salana, ETH, Bitcoin. That's the only things that Jupiter does. Similarly, lots of the other ones do. So HyperLiquid, you can get into HLP, which is the HyperLiquid version of this. For GMX, you can get to GLP. But this is how you're able to trade DEXs, perps on DEXs. You use other people's liquidity, but you can basically provide liquidity to these exact perps. And generally, perp trading is kind of a profitable endeavor for the protocols. So
you're playing house, kind of.
You're playing house, yeah.
Yeah.
You have the equivalent of exposure of 65%, because if you go down to TVL, it's made up of 48% Solana right now, 8% ETH, 9% Bitcoin, and the rest of them is stable.
USDT, yeah.
So it's about 35% stables and about 65%. And if you go into just type into Google JLP fees. JLP fees. There's a June dashboard about it. No, go back.
I got it.
Yeah. So if you go down just to that chart, you see all the fees it makes.
Which one?
Volatile days. So recently it's been like, it had its highest fee day ever on Monday.
Interesting.
I think the protocol made $2.5 million in a day.
So what's the risk to JLP? The risk is
I was going to ask.
Sol, Bitcoin, ETH go down, JLP goes down.
Well, it does, but generally doesn't go down as much because it's 35% stables, obviously. So, but then secondly, on the days where crypto generally goes down, is always the days where these protocols make the most, and often where you see the most volume. So this is why the chart basically doesn't have huge dips at any one time, because on those down days for the market, it doesn't really get as bad. So the main risks are DeFi risks. Like if somebody was to come in and access the pool in some way, that'd be worrying. And then the second, but this is quite a common product now in crypto. And then the second thing would be if you have really profitable traders, because you actually make the net P&L of the traders as well. So on top of the fees, it's also the net P&L. So if one trader was to, which is actually quite difficult to do given the limits, but if one trader was to like make unbelievable amounts, and sometimes there have been instances in the past with GMX where a trader managed to like game the system, but then he had to like give the money back. It was kind of weird. I think it was also the same with DYDX. Like these perp people, like they come after you if you game their protocols. I think the DYDX guy was like reported and he gave it all back. But if there's like a really profitable trade on these perp dexes, that would be the other reason.
Interesting.
And that yield just goes into the pool. So the fees just go into the pool. So it's actually all capital gains. It's not income tax, if that's important for you from a tax perspective.
Yeah, it's 66% here in Canada.
Right. So like, again, if you go to CoinGecko and you bring up JLP, it looks, it just goes up because the yield just gets compounded into it.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, maybe we'll look into that during these volatile moments.
Brother, I've said this every day for about 4 months, and the day that OSF fucking decides he's going to buy it.
Everyone's going to tell OSF and give him credit for the JLP trade.
I'm probably not going to do it.
Well done, OSF on the trade, guys.
I'll be honest, I didn't really know fully what it was until this conversation.
The thing is, I like Solana so much.
Well, you have access. This is equivalent of owning 50% Solana.
Okay, but what happens if Solana goes to 200 next week?
So on parabolic moves, it obviously underperforms, particularly just Sol moves. So if Sol moves and Bitcoin and ETH move, but like look at it this year. Look how much JLP is up. I think I can work it out. So it's 3.15 over 1.77. I think it's out of the year. It's up 77% so far this year. And I think Solana is up 48% this year. So even though it's only 45% Sol, and Sol has outperformed everything this year, JLP is up 77% versus Solana up 45%, because that yield is so like, it doesn't seem that much on a weekly basis. Or if Solana gaps higher, like you get a bit of FOMO, but at the same time, like when this shit starts compounding, it's a big deal.
Okay, that's interesting. Love to see that. We'll definitely have a look now that my favorite trader OSF tweeted about it. No,
fucking hell.
You're liking the Arizona iced tea, eh? Lately, you've been on.
Doodles.
Yeah, it's Doodles. Ever since Doodles came up with the Arizona iced tea collaboration, Mando's been on it. All right, well, look, we've gone around the globe pretty well. Just one last thing. Do want to give a shout out to our partners here over at Rollbit. I saw their numbers this morning. I thought that was interesting. Here, we're talking to Razor. He sent us this. It's just some crazy stats, dude. So they've officially burned over 50% of the supply now, right? It's pretty insane to think. $373 million of revenue in a casino, 90 million in trading. That's for the first year of, because 1 year ago they launched a dashboard, right?
They basically made nearly $600 million in a year.
I don't think people realize
Here, that's the live dashboard
of what they're doing on a daily basis.
Bro, this is fucking wild. 24
And I say
hours.
that because I didn't realize. I'm speaking for myself here.
I mean, look at that. They're almost they're almost there. Like another burn or two and they're there, you know?
To be fair though, just to put it in context, the majority of that burn was actually done before they did this.
Yeah.
So the majority of the burn was when they had a lottery product, which you used to stake it to. And Rollbit at the time traded at 0.0001 cent.
Yeah.
So it used to like get burnt crazy amounts for that lottery. I don't know how much they've burnt in the course of the last year. I think it must be like 10 or 12%.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot still.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot. So good for them. I mean, you absolutely love to see that. Hopefully I'm winning my water polo bets right now. I bet on water polo because the Greeks have Poseidon on their side. And they're playing oh no. Wow. Greece lost to Serbia, so here goes my $1,000.
What are you betting on?
Water polo. Dude, what the fuck, dude?
Random Olympic sports. He's got no edge.
Which ones?
I am never betting on Greece ever again, no matter the sport. It could be a sport of making the best Greek salad, and I'll bet against them. This is wild. Anyways, so there goes my bet. Fuck, that's so funny, actually, that they lost this water polo game. Anyway, so I think we've got around pretty well with that. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Fomo Hour on Rock Radio. Let's go.